Hello, 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 hello. It's Deanya. Hello, Hope Crew. Hello, YouTube. Hello, friends, family. Tonight, I have a little story for you that I wrote several years ago, and it's a little weird, but we'll see what you think. It's called Called. You can read along with me down in the description below. I've pasted the whole story there. I don't have any hope of getting these published at my age. I don't care anymore. Called. The telephone rings about 3 in the morning. I start up from a deep sleep in which I am dreaming that, and his voice surprises me, is familiar in some strange way, but I can't place it. I attribute that to the hour and the delta waves and listen to what he has to say. It must be important, unless, of course, he's calling from someplace far away and isn't thinking of time zone differences. But as I listen more closely, shaking the sleep away, he begins to sing into the receiver. Is this a song I should know? It sounds like a pop record. But again, the layer of recognition is too shallow to penetrate the memory. He only sings half a verse, and then he's cut off, either by deliberation on his end or by some freakish accident of the universe. Either way, I find it very difficult to fall back to sleep. The question of who the man on the telephone might or might not be haunts me throughout the next day. A prank caller? No. He confirmed me by name before he began the song. A practical joker? It wasn't beyond believing. But I'd almost recognized the voice last night. One of those experiences where you crave a particular food but can't name exactly what it is you're craving. Then the taste trace is gone and there's no getting it back for the answer. I try to talk myself into the explanation of the joke. On my way home, I slow down when 2 girls cross the road from their dormitory to the Baptist college on the other side. Their almost ankle-length skirts bring back the memory of watching them cross in the other direction this morning as I made my way to work. They chat amiably with each other, practically ignoring the small bit of traffic that I am part of, as they prop their books on their hips and proceed in the least likely direction for the time of day. The ball field beside the school is full of softball players and their audience. Maybe I think they are going to the game. But then I notice that strangely there doesn't seem to be one woman on or around the field. I'm cooking dinner when he calls again. His voice almost the same as that middle-of-the-night serenade, but slightly different, putting me in mind of even a different memory this time. Who is this? I ask after he says my name into the receiver, but he doesn't acknowledge my question. He only begins to sing. I am once again sure that I know the song and its singer, but just as I feel about ready to put my finger right on it, in mid-crescendo, he is gone again. I continue to hold the receiver to my ear for another minute until the loud buzzing starts that signals hang up by the other party. My broccoli is now overcooked. I put the phone down wondering, did he like broccoli? Did he ever cook it for me? There are 4 days in a row when he calls at exactly the same time every day, 9:30 p.m. I'm becoming annoyed with both his ceaseless calling as well as the lack of acknowledgement from him when he's on the phone. Why won't he identify himself? Why won't he talk to me? Then suddenly he does not call on the 5th day, not at 9:30, not at all. Nor on the 6th or the 7th or the 8th. I sit at work each day wondering if he will call that night. I've begun carrying the telephone around with me, to the kitchen, to the bathroom, outside when I walk to the end of the driveway to check my mail. but it doesn't ring at all for 4 days. I'm afraid to call my friends and tie up the line. What if he calls while I'm talking to someone else? My fear of his potential feelings of rejection paralyze me. I quit going out. The 9th day he calls me at work. He seems cheerful when he asks if it's me. He seems ready to talk. I am desperate to match his voice with one from my past, and I listen so closely that his song loses its meaning, sounds bumping up on sounds, like people at the bottom of a blocked escalator. Chicago? San Diego? Is he an old beau moved to a foreign country, like so many of them do these days? Is he calling from Taiwan? From Germany? Directory assistance is of no assistance. I lie awake all night that night, playing an odd game reminiscent of Slaughterhouse-Five, naming off my old boyfriends backwards in turn. I then begin to attempt the list of the minor attractions. Even the list of suspected psychotic acquaintances yields no satisfying suspects. The next day, I almost nod off during a brainstorming meeting for a new client. My brain has already been recently stormed, and the rain and high humidity has fogged up any chance of fresh ideas. I become surly with a coworker who suggests that we go out for drinks after work. I want to be home in case he calls. If only I could place who he is, I know that he would talk to me, ask about my life now, ask about my day. I breathe a sigh of relief when he calls me at home that night. I've been waiting, my mind numb from trying to figure it all out, my attention span shot for television, so I don't try to watch it anymore. I am sure that tonight, when he sings to me, I will place both the voice and the tune. But he doesn't sing. He asks if it's me. I say yes, and then there's nothing but dial tone. The girls crossing the road towards their dorm the next morning look like the same girls as before, but today they travel not together but as single units. 2 girls walk not quite side by side until they approach the road. They cross after a quick glance ahead of them, not speaking to each other, in much the same way as New Yorkers in crosswalks will do. Individual and strange, their mid-length skirts at least provide relationship in my mind. They are all of a group, of a religion, of a community. Why do they not speak to one another? Why do they pretend that they aren't friends? But maybe they're not. Maybe they don't even know each other's names. Thanks for watching. Take care. Be free.